And you need to watch who you with. I'm in a whole lot of witch, oracle, empress, black women coming into the craft type groups. It is hundreds. I have seen hundreds of pictures of you dudes. Do you understand me? That these women is putting inside of these groups, and on full moons and on new moons, they straight up casting full flat out spells on y'all because y'all out here being dirty. Look, black man, tell that woman if you around with somebody else, like they straight up y'all lives up, and y'all think it's some invisible God out here making you have car accidents, making you be being stuck to a woman, and you can't never let her go, and you can't never get away from her because she didn't put blood in your food. She got your picture in the middle of a group with hundreds of other little young ass witches that ain't got no guidance, that ain't got no type of structure and discipline over them, and they just casting. You got 30 to 100 more women, y'all, sitting here saying, drive him into hell. May he pay for what it is that he did to her. Even if you just made a simple ass mistake, you know what I'm saying? You done pissed her off today. When you out here dating these women, you need to ask them what they believe in. I don't care. Just because she a Christian do not mean that she is not playing around with her witch friends in blood magic, the power of blood.
Shalom. Once again, all praise, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yawashai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere kin. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yawashai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash. All praises and glory is due, especially in these times, man. And hey, when the apostles said, that you should go and get you a nice wholesome white woman, and you should really be avoiding these hyenas, right? Avoiding these demons. And the apostle Taha has been doing multiple videos going into that, especially in America, Babylon the Great. Avoid Eve, avoid the nigger woman. This is just going to be my own addition into that, man. You got to avoid these hyenas because you have to avoid these women, right? Especially the nigger woman, because look at what they are being involved in, actively practicing witchcraft against Jake, man, against you men, right? So this is the book of Deuteronomy 18 verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto Yahweh. And because of these abominations, Yahweh thy power doth drive them out from before thee. Right? And if you watch the video before this one, you see, this Eve woman talking about how you have a lot of these women, especially these especially Israelite women that practice witchcraft and put all kinds of and do all kinds of I want to say charming or enchanting or whatever with men, right? So basically the only thing that you usually hear happening, especially here in Nigeria and in more countries that usually have Jake in them, with voodoo, the Santeria, where they spike your food, they'll put period blood in your food and things like that as an attempt to do a love potion or put a hex on you, right? Or even basically just send out demons and curse and put curses on you. And this is what these women are doing to men, right? And if you listen to what she was talking about how it wasn't even men that did anything bad to them, just random men. You don't even have to have done anything actually bad to them, right? But they are still doing this, and basically that's the reason why you see some of the things that are affecting Jake, right? Some of the things that affect you in your life could be as a result of these women putting spells on you or putting demons on you, basically. And hey, man, that just shows you that even that in this kingdom, right, just like the elders and the apostles on that have been saying, okay, the Israelite woman Eve is the enemy, is our enemy right now. And that's probably what I'll title this video: She That Is Mine Enemy. Stay away from these women, right? Right. And hey, I just have to respond to this video because it just shows you, how far gone, right, two thirds of our people are, and in this case especially, right, the two-third nigger woman, and how far gone she is, and the kind of things and the practices, right, the active witchcraft, actual witchcraft that she is involved in. And of course, you already know, going into the scriptures, right, as it is written, suffer not a witch to live. And as we just read, about the abominations that witchcraft, that the practice of witchcraft is to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay. But yeah, man, this is what the women of this kingdom, right, the Israelite women of this kingdom are doing right now, And hey, this isn't just involving, them, using them witchcraft and practicing witchcraft, okay, because that's just a part of it. Even the women that aren't into the witchcraft are still wicked as hell because they still got so many demons on them, right? They still have so many issues with, especially with feminism, because ultimately feminism in and of itself is the ultimate form of witchcraft that is practiced in this kingdom. That's why you see that all these women are always involved in voodoo and in these different forms of witchcraft that Jake is using. They are all always feminists, right? The scepter rings and so on and so forth. They are all always feminists, right? Because feminism is ultimately the highest form of witchcraft in this kingdom, and that's basically, Esau putting the battery in the back of these women to show that, oh, they don't need the man, right? And to even put them or try to place them above the man. Let's get that precept, right? And this is that's of course a part of the curses, but this shows you right here, okay, just more confirmation to the fact that we as men in this kingdom don't have control of our women, okay. After all, it's not written that women are their oppressors and children rule over them. Let's get that precept. Isaiah 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Right, and this is what is being pushed in this kingdom. And you see that even that idea of, being involved in this whole thing of witchcraft is becoming more and more mainstream, right? Basically, everything that is against the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is being set up as being more in the mainstream, right? But these women can be out here putting period blood in people's foods, right? Carrying their pictures and posting it on group chats for other women to be basically putting curses on you. But you dare go out to the highways and byways and call Esau on the devil, and to be these same women that are out here doing all kinds of demonic things, right? To men, doing all kinds of demonic things and being involved in actual witchcraft. We're coming out and saying that you are preaching hate, right? If these same women are out here doing this, they'll be okay with you, putting demons and putting curses on people, right? Using witchcraft against people, okay? But these women will be okay with somebody, will be happily, or rather, these women will happily, put curses and demons on people, right? Use witchcraft on people, right? On men mainly, Jake, that they are dealing with, as the scriptures say, man. And we'll get that as well. That say, wicked woman is, set up for a wicked man, right? But yeah, you go out to the highways and byways and you say the so-called white man is the devil, and you tell the women, our people to return to the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and then these jakes lose their minds, man. Oh yeah, preaching hate, This is what the Hebrew Israelites are doing, but this is what you people, right, are doing, okay? Not only are you rebelling against the Most High, which is already considered as the sin of witchcraft, you are committing actual or practicing actual witchcraft, which is against what the scriptures say. But that should not be a surprise, man, because this is all in the same vein as, like I said, the feminism, the LGBT alternative lifestyle. So it should not be any surprise that in America, Babylon the Great, witchcraft is also being promoted as well, because basically that's what this kingdom is, man. That it was set up to be against the righteousness of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which is why, as the scriptures say, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place, right? So, hey man, surprise, surprise, the nigga woman is doing or being wicked and doing all kinds and doing this heavy wickedness against against two-third ass men, because really, and that's the reason why I'm not really specifying who is the victim of this witchcraft, because you already know that the men of the Lord are not going to fall into this. Even the woman herself admitted that much. She said that, oh, there aren't, there are some people that these types of witchcraft, these hexes and these curses that these women are setting up don't work on, right? And really, she's speaking of the men of the Lord, and the reason why is simple, right? As it's written that there is no enchantment against Jacob, right? And of course, that isn't just from Esau, Edom, because it has already been established. And let's get that precept. That's, like I said, man, the nigger woman, okay, is our enemy as well in this kingdom. You have to say it that way because look at what these women are out here doing, okay? You have, Israelite women, okay? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, practicing actual witchcraft, right? The different forms, voodoo, Santeria. I think there's another one called Obeah. I don't really know too much about that. Pouring out all these libations and ancestor worship and doing all that and doing, pouring out all these libations, ancestor worship, practicing the horoscope, right? Using crystals, that all these kind of different things. And of course, when they use the crystals, right, they do it in wickedness, okay? Because after because even brothers, because there are even brothers that know how to, that also get down with the crystals as well. But of course, they do it in wickedness, since as it should already be known that there is a righteous and a wicked way to do things, right? After all, it's not written. And let me get that precept real quick just to make sure that there's no confusion on this before you have people start saying that, oh, GMS says that anybody that uses crystals is wicked, anybody that burns sage is wicked, that kind of thing. But this is what the scriptures say, right? So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 39, and I'll start from here. It is Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 25. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners, right? And there is a righteous way to use things, okay? There's a righteous way to practice and to do things, okay? The setup in that basically are set up by the order of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? Now Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grapes, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the goodly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil, right? And that's basically the idea right there. That's that when the righteous are, that there's a righteous way and a wicked way to use the things that were set up, right, that were created on the earth by the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It's kind of similar to the whole weed situation, right? Because the weed is a herb, which is funny because most of you jakes out there are even smoking weed, aren't even smoking the actual herb. They are smoking, the chemical, this new strand of GMO that Esau Edom created of the weed, that has that's why these weed becoming in different flavors and looking weird these days. And especially here in Nigeria, you have this new strand of smokables that make Jake go crazy, That's why you jakes are out here leaning in the middle of the street looking like crackheads, all just from weed smoking, right? Even adding strains to make the shit extra addictive, This is, you jakes that are smoking this weed aren't even smoking the natural shit anymore. But even if you were, it would not change the fact that it was still wickedness, because, well, aside from the fact that smoking it just isn't healthy, it's completely going off, okay? But let's keep going into this. So now Micah 7 verse 10, right, just to get to the main point. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Mine eye shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets, right? And in this kingdom that we're in right now, man, 2/3 of our people, especially the nigger woman, because if you go to the other Manasseh Zagba's videos and you look at the prime main scoffers that are up there, it's mainly Jake that is up there scoffing, coming against this truth. And of course, it's mainly the Israelites woman, right, coming out here and speaking against the Hebrew Israelites, speaking against the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, saying exactly this: where is Yahweh thy power? Because these people, right, these two-third Jakes, they don't believe in the Most High, and they definitely don't believe that he is coming back, right? That's why they are able to speak so proudly against the Hebrew Israelites about how we are going off, and about how we are going to go to hell, and about how we are leading people astray, and so on and so forth. But amen, the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to show you unrighteous, wicked ass Jakes, man. And at the end of the day, you say all this against the Hebrew Israelites, and this is what you are involved in your private life, right, in secret, practicing all kinds of witchcrafts and abominations against the Most High. And I'll say this once again, that you don't have to be, out here with the voodoo, right, or doing all the different Wicca or witchcraft practices for you to be committing witchcraft against the Most High, right? But your rebellion and your wickedness against the Most High, and of course the fact that you are in America, Babylon the Great, you are involved in the witchcraft and the wickedness that goes on in America, Babylon the Great, on a daily basis, right? Because everything that you see happening in this kingdom, right, is going back to some form of wickedness, right? Some form of pagan, idolatrous, idolatrous witchcraft in one way or the other. And that's basically how America, Babylon the Great operates, right? To get you involved in wickedness against the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You Jakes are heavily involved in it, man. Especially you Wakitaki plantation Christians, man. But yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand. Let me close out with this preset right here. Hold on. That should be the Apocrypha. Yeah, it is. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 26 verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahweh. Right, so the women that are doing all these witchcraft against other men, it's mainly the two-third men, right? Men that aren't in this truth, because brothers aren't going to be out here dealing with women that are involved in witchcraft, man. It's already bad enough dealing with the average Babylonian woman. You now want to go deeper into the pit and start dealing with these women that are involved in these witchcraft practices. That's only something these nigger women are, these two-third Jakes that are out here will be involved in, okay? Because going into the scriptures and going through the scriptures, right, you understand the warning signs and also the problems, right, of dealing with these wicked ass women.
They came from different lands, built by different hands.
They have
driven
no
by the same
understanding.
unbreakable
They are
will,
going against the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right?
forged for battle.
Not
Every
only are they
step they
demons
take
and
is
harlots, right,
strength
but
made real.
they
Every
will not only
battle they
ruin their
face,
own lives,
a
but
promise
also
kept.
yours as well. So yeah,
This is
I'll end
Mech
the video right here.
Wars.
Once again, all praises,
And
honor, and
this
glory unto the Most
is
High
how
Yahweh Hashem
legends are
Yahushai,
born.
Ba'ashem Raka Kodash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit. I hope you are calm and you are quiet, edified. Shalom.